Down to 7-7. Well, you'd have bitten your hand off for that scoreline, so it's still all to play for, but O'Sullivan looks a favourite now.
Still not the best break-off shot from Ronnie. He's left that red for the right corner, the type of shot that we tell you the players practice because it rears its head so many times. Needs to pull up cue ball, or a cannon on the brown might help. Yeah, that'll do. As long as you're just this side of the balk line, you know you can pot either the yellow or green.
Yeah, lovely clean pot that was. Right in the centre of the pocket from Steve Maguire. Had a chance in the last of shots or nothing we mentioned, which he hit far too thick, so that was a confidence builder. The green is a little bit thin where he is, but you'd like to play down the left-hand side of the table as we look, because two reds are potable. So it's a bit of a thin shot. Try and hold the cue ball. There's the green gone, and he's played it very well. That's an excellent shot. Well played.
4. Five.
Well, for the most part, his long potting has been excellent in this match. And because of that cannon, going slightly awry, he's got another one mid-range. Requires good cueing. And he hit across it. Tell that.
Stephen Maguire,
Cue ball was lost in that position. And it's just, as I say, it's tough to be critical on him, but it's just one or two little things happening which weren't happening at the start of the match, which looks like it might be running away from him a little bit.
One. Six. Seven.
Nice cannon here would bring quite a few into play. He's stuck on one of the reds, which is a little bit unfortunate.
14.
Couldn't have played it much better. Just spun back and landed on that red.
He's unlucky there. Wow, this will be some shot. Clip thin in the middle, round for the black. Tough shots to play those.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 14.
A little unlucky there.
Surely that doesn't pot in the middle pocket. If you're right in behind the red, you might be able to pot it. I mean, he's so far away from it, that would take some potting.
I wouldn't fancy that 6 inches behind it, not 6 foot away. That is certainly not a pool table. You'd be lucky to knock that one in.
And now we're faced with one of those awkward frames with a couple of reds up the other end of the table. The safety zone's now behind the black and near the cushion. This might help the situation. That gets one of the reds back up the table and back to normal.
Yeah, the red that's up in the other half of the table is the one that's the problem, really, because Stephen would play off the left-hand red, side cushion, top cushion, and back to the balk area, but of course he'd be leaving that red on the right-hand side. So that might just be a push up and down off this red on the right. So leave the cue ball tight on the top cushion. And played it well.
That red that John mentioned might be the one that Ronnie will play, yeah. But he's just got to be a wee bit careful when playing this. Yeah. Make sure he didn't kiss anything, and now we are back to a normal frame now.
Well, Stephen was looking at those two reds as a plant onto something, but I don't think he's taking that on.
We're in frame 15 and Ronnie O'Sullivan has never been ahead in the match. What a time it would be to take a one frame advantage. He's battled back from 4-0 down, from 6-3 down.
And there's something about that shot with the red on the left hand side Ronnie doesn't like about it. It does seem to be the one to play, this red. Should be just side cushion and top cushion, really. That's it. Yeah, he played it with a bit of check. I suppose he played it thinking, well, I might leave a shot to nothing. That's why he wasn't too keen on it. And there is one red that Stephen Maguire can have a dig at. Three reds in a line above the black to the left, the top one.
Very important safety exchange here, because the way the reds are situated and blue, pink and black, nicely placed. One mistake could be costly. Oh, that's close to the middle. Now he's okay. Hit this near jaw. He's putting quite a few faces, Ronnie. You don't normally see that. Grimacing.
Yes, by his own high standards, isn't it? That last one particularly well, but you can see him, he wasn't too happy with it, but he managed to miss the joke, as you rightly said, Dennis. Now, all about missing the red on the left-hand side here. Ordinarily, the up and down would be simple, but just make sure you miss that red. Which he has done. Good stuff at the minute. And you know that the first mistake or the first great pot is going to yield a very good chance. So it's important.
Well, sooner or later, one of the players is going to knock one of these shots to nothing in. And this is another chance for Stephen Maguire to cut the red into the right corner. Could finish on a balk colour if it drops. Right in the centre of the pocket. It's a little bit pacey though. But mind you, he's dropped on the brown and he can get back up for the two reds just to the right of the pink spot if he's got an angle to do that. And if this goes in, great chance. Yeah, perfect angle.
Couldn't ask for better, could he? Oh, well, because he didn't pot the brown cleanly, he got the cannon on the blue. Had a bit of a wobble, that brown.
5.
Yep, just went in off the far jaw. If he'd have got that in the middle, he'd have been all right. Still got a chance at this with the rest.
Six.
Excellent recovery. He's just shaking his head there. The cue ball didn't want to stop. It just kept rolling. Could have done with pulling up half a roll sooner. I might be slightly hampered with the cueing. Yep, that's the problem. So, Stephen, you had a couple of these in the match. Concentrate on the pot. Make sure you knock that ball in. You're still in the driving seat. And that's well played. And a nice little kiss for once.
10. $11.
This is what all those hours of practice is for. In the heat of battle, the crucible, 7-all with Ronnie O'Sullivan. When the chance comes, you've got to go to work and you've got to score. Greatest test of character for you, this place.
18.
One or two worrying signs.
19.
And that's another one.
Tell you what, he got a terrible kick there again. I'm nearly certain. Let's have a look.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the ball just came off dead, didn't it? So that's the fourth one I've seen him have in the match so far. And now, of course, this is a much more difficult pot and positional shot to play. Well done. Just potted the ball cleanly and took his chance. He deserves that because a little poor run of the ball.
26.
It's a good pot. Yeah, going back to that, there's been one or two worrying signs. He's missed a couple of chances, and you're thinking to yourself,
27.
he missed the boat a little bit, but he's recovering well here. I'm a massive fan of the way he hits the ball, always have been. I think he's an excellent cueist and good striker of the ball.
34.
Plays with authority.
$35.
As you mentioned earlier, Dennis, he's not afraid to play anyone, is he? Take them all on.
Yeah, reputations don't mean a thing to this tough Scottish player. I remember practicing with him up at Spencer's club that's no longer there in Stirling, where Stephen Hendry used to play, John Higgins, and he was just turning professional, and I knew it was a great talent I was playing against. And of course he had many sessions with Stephen Hendry that brought him on, as it did with John Higgins. But meanwhile, he's played
40.
one of the worst positional shots he's played in the match. .38 in front. Had he have dropped on a red there, he didn't need that many more pots.
Yeah, just trying to control the white, wasn't he, there? Just to put it up shorter was better than longer there. At least have had a shot at one.
Stephen Maguire, 40.
It's a very good effort though at this stage of the match. 40 break.
He's got as you can see, a 38-point lead in this frame, but what he hasn't got is the insurance of any colour safe. You know, when you've got a lead like this and you're playing somebody like an O'Sullivan or a Hendry or one of the people who are likely to clear up on you, you'd love to have an insurance policy there, the ball on the side cushion, but none of the colours are safe. So despite the 38-point lead, it's not a comfort zone, this frame.
Well, he did take the pot on there, which was quite surprising. He had an easy safety shot. He thought he might be able to drop this in, get on the black, but having hit it thin, he was always going to stick the red up.
One.
And that's worked out a treat. It's developed one of the reds. And the other two that are together are not too badly placed.
Seven.
They might look
Eight.
safe, those two reds, but there's enough room there to leave the white somewhere, and he'd leave one to the middle or one to the corner.
Yes, you can play off this red here, Dennis. Nice angle on the blue, sort of half ball. Drop the blue
13.
in and play in that area. And it is all about...
14.
Well, he's played it to leave himself straighter on the blue, but he can get in behind, same place. And this is the key shot to this frame.
Yeah, anywhere in that area, he was always going to leave one of
19.
the reds on.
Well, we'll take that. He thought that was a kick of some nature. The ball jumped off the table there, and then he got a little flick. You could see it bounce, but where he's finished is fine. And as I mentioned earlier, this frame was always a danger zone for Stephen Maguire. There was no ball colour safe, none of the others' colours safe, and if Ronnie O'Sullivan got a chance, the counter clearance was there the way he's been hitting it this morning.
This is an awkward one though. It's back into a blind pocket. He's looking down the side of the red, and the pocket's to the left, so you can't really see the pocket in your eye line. But not a problem. Well, I say not a problem. It's going to have to be a long, straight blue now. Well, if he takes these colours, he's going to get himself in front for the very first time in this match.
35.
He needs the green, brown, blue and pink.
38. 42. 47.
And that's the one he wanted. So from 6-3 down, all of a sudden, the rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan gets himself into the lead, and he leads Stephen Maguire by 8 frames to 7.